Are we on the air? Da-da, da-da. Okay, that is my sad attempt at a intro song. Maybe I'll have one later. Today is the first day I'm doing my informal talk show called Let's Do Lunch, but Socially Distant. I'm really excited to do this because I am a huge extrovert, and with these times where we have to protect ourselves from the risk of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have to be socially distant and stay home and be creative in finding new ways to engage with each other virtually, which I think is a challenge that is worth trying out. So I'm going to be catching up with a couple of friends and coworkers today from the comfort of my home and the comfort of their homes. And let's see, my teleprompter is up there. Sorry if I look up there. We're still working out the kinks in the show. So like I said, this is a great time for introverts, but not so much the extroverts. But if you're an introvert and want to be on the show, let us know and we'll get you on. So going virtual isn't completely new, but it's new to a lot of people right now. So I want to give a huge shout out to Miracle Mughal, who is working behind the scenes of the show to make it run seamlessly. So this is the first time we're doing something like this. So if we have a little bit of technical difficulties or glitches, don't get mad, but maybe give us some advice. Thanks. So my guests today on Let's Do Lunch, but Socially Distant are Phil Cruz, the CIS Sustainability Coordinator. And for those of you who don't know what CIS means, it's the Center for Island Sustainability that's based out at the University of Guam in Manilao. And my other guest will be Anania Nauta. She's also a coworker of mine at CIS. She's our project coordinator, and she is a UOG PMBA master's student. And so she'll get to talk about her experience with that. And we'll also have one of my longest time friends, Nia Fernea, who is also a UOG PMBA master's student and is the founder and does so many things of Mighty Island. So I'll ask her a little bit more about that because she does a lot. This woman's been doing a lot for as long as I've known her, and I'm really curious to see where she's at in needing to do a lot of things in this time where we can't really do things the way we used to. So I'll get right into it with my first guest. Hey, Phil, let's get you on.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Phil, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I just want to say I think you're pretty good at this. You have such a good flow, and I don't know if you caught yourself, but I think you rhymed like 2 or 3 times there, so pretty cool.
Well, now I'm shy and embarrassed.
Don't be shy. No, it's fine.
Okay, so how have you been doing with these socially distant stay-at-home times?
I've been doing okay. It's just I really think we all just need to really keep in mind that we're doing this for the safety of our Manumku and the safety of our community, and that as long as we keep practicing these safe measures from our governor, things will get better, and it always will. And we're a very, very resilient island community, and I think that in these times we just have to really come together, but not physically. Come together in terms of the practices we do, such as staying home, sanitizing our frequently touched surfaces, washing our hands, and doing all these things will eventually will come back even stronger than ever.
Yeah, and I think a struggle a lot of people are going through right now is it's a strange time. It's a really weird transition to being like having a 9-to-5 schedule, if you're one of those, like any kind of work schedule, any kind of like social schedule, any of these like habits and routines, and we're staying home. And I heard one of your roommates in the back, is that Charlie?
Oh yes,
that you have there?
My cat, yes. He really
Can
wants
we
to go out
see Charlie?
He's cleaning himself right now, so he's currently busy.
Maybe not. Okay. But I want to show a portrait of my cat.
Oh, there he is.
This is Quasi. So he's living with my mom right now because I can't have pets in my apartment. So this is the closest I get to be with my cat. So you and I were working on a lot of things together very recently, and one of them was within the collective of the Guam Nature Alliance. We were doing a lot of things for Earth Month. So that changed a lot because we had CIS had some activities, Sea Grant had activities, GNA's partners that are like Gov Guam agencies such as Forestry, Ag, DWR, EPA, Guam Energy Office, the various schools. They had a lot of in-person activities planned, but could you tell us or tell our audience what had to change and why we had to change?
Yeah, sure. So initially, when we had our last in-person meeting before this outbreak happened in Guam, we were talking about all of these events that we wanted to do for Earth Month. I think the biggest event that we wanted to put together, well, first the CIS conference, which is being transitioned to a digital conference, and then it was the Guam Energy Office who was actually going to be hosting. I forget which weekend it was in Earth Month, but there was supposed to be this event happening at the Ghana Shopping Center, and we were going to collaborate with the Guam Energy Office and have an Earth Month Expo and invite all of our partners and have a bunch of activities and outreach tables and share all of the cool projects and research that we're all doing. And that had to be unfortunately canceled pretty much. And so what we decided to do, along with Leilani, our coworker at Sea Grant, is to kind of, and of course with everyone involved in GNA, is to put together an Earth Month challenge on social media. So with this Earth Month challenge, every single day of Earth Month is as a unique challenge where people who follow us on Facebook and Instagram can view the challenge. And like, for example, with the challenge can be, yes, and you can find if you guys are watching now, you can actually check out our challenges on Facebook, which you're watching right now, and just type in Guam Nature Alliance. And if you go to Instagram, it's Guam Nature Alliance as well. And so you'll see that every single day we have a unique special challenge. And one challenge will say Throwback Thursday, post a picture of your last hike or your the last day you went to the beach. And so what we really want to do is we want to encourage all of our followers and even non-followers to really connect with nature still, even though you're home, finding ways to still connect with nature, think about the environment, think about your carbon footprint. So we did this with various challenges every single day. So Lauren, thank you so much for helping us put together some awesome posts. We're using a special graphic designing software, Canva. So shout out to Canva.
Dude, thank you, Phil, for teaching me how to use Canva because it's a new thing for me, but it's actually super easy. So thank you for teaching me how to do that from like a remote distance. Like you were in Munning, I was in MIT, and I still got to like interact with you and learn something. So we're still creative and able to do these things. But I want to like just give a shout out to my boyfriend Tony for giving me some dragon fruit cuttings in the spirit of Earth Month, and having to stay home a lot. Why not work on like a little at-home garden so you could work on your food security and your self-reliance for food and like having something that you work on and maintain near your home.
I just had an idea. So when you showed the plan, I was thinking maybe if when we do this show again, we should have a segment where each of us show the different plants that we have in our homes and in our apartments. I think that'll be pretty cool to share what kind of plants we have growing and tell the stories behind each plant, where we got it, how we got it, and what we're hoping it will turn into. That's
awesome. That's a great idea. Yeah. So Miracle's taking down these notes because she's our awesome director behind the scenes, and maybe we'll get some guests to talk about at-home gardening as well. Because I feel like I'm a novice, I'm an amateur, but some of us have yards, some of us have balconies. So like, what are we gonna do if we want to grow things from home?
Yeah, definitely. And that's something that we can even, I see a lot of people commenting, and it's pretty cool. Miracle's popping them up here.
If you guys haven't noticed, there's your comments are coming up at the bottom of our screen, so it's a great way to interact. hello to everyone watching us.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Oh, Phil,
Yes.
something that I think a lot of people are confused about and struggling with right now is the cancellation of the recycling pickup.
Right.
So if you have a trash pickup service at your home, I know not all apartments do this, but residential households, they have the trash from Guam Solid Waste Authority being picked
Mhm.
up, and then there was recycling that's supposed to be picked up every, is it first and third and
I
fifth?
Yeah, I believe it might
Week?
be different for each customer. I'm unfortunately
Mhm.
not a customer because I stay in an apartment, but I
Mhm.
believe it's different for each customer.
Okay, so what do people get to do now um, in taking care of their recycling?
Yeah.
So if you can't get it picked up, what are folks encouraged to do if they don't want to increase the mass in our landfill?
Right. So, I think that's a very, very good question. I think, unfortunately, here in Guam, recycling isn't the most convenient. It's not the most convenient for most people, and I think I think it's safe to say that most residences do not have easy, convenient access to recycling, and that's for a variety of reasons. I think there's not enough information out there for people to know what to do with their recyclables. Recycling also isn't as it's not as mainstream as maybe in the States or some other countries in Asia, especially. But for those in Guam who do want to recycle their aluminum cans, plastics 1 and 2, they would have to actually separate them if they don't have the curbside pickup. Actually, even if you do now, it's not being picked up because of the COVID-19. But if you still want to recycle your items, you just need to collect them and have them separated, a little bit clean, possible to rinse out your cans, rinse out your bottles, and once they're separated, you can bring them to any of the 3 transfer stations on island. So here in Guam, we have 3 transfer stations. One is for the people that live in the central and the north. They can take it to the Harmon transfer station, and that's behind Kmart in the Harmon Industrial Park area. And the second one is in Agate. I'm not sure exactly where in Agate it is there. I don't know which route, but you can definitely go on guamsolidwasteauthority.com and look at the map of the different
Yeah.
transfer
That one's on Route 2.
Okay, good.
If
You know the
you
route.
pass like the village of Agate, where everyone lives, and it's like as if you're on your way to Umatic, you're going up a
Yeah,
hill,
going
and
up the
it'll
hill.
be on the right. So if you're coming from the north, it will be
Mhm.
on the right.
Yeah, and then the third one is in Malolo, the Malolo transfer station. So if you're
Mhm.
heading south, let's say you just after Talafofo, you're now in Malolo. It's on your left-hand side,
Mhm.
and that's the Malolo transfer station. So, and the special thing about this is that residences can take recyclables to any of the 3 locations for free. So if you have trash that you're disposing of, there's about a $7.50 charge. But if you have recyclables, which is aluminum cans, metal cans like food cans and Mr. Brown's, plastics 1 and 2 like beverage containers, um, cardboard, corrugated cardboard, and glass. You can take them to any of the 3 transfer stations from, I believe they're closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So they're only open from Thursday to Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Yeah, so they're closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and they're open 8 to 5. So I was actually there this morning to take my recyclables, and the line was really long at what time was that? It was like 9 a.m., 9:30, and there was a really, really long line. So I didn't wait in line. I decided I'll come back later. So people are using it. People are using these transfer stations. So that's good.
Awesome. Yeah, we shouldn't fill up our landfill. And your name is Phil. Oh,
And my
my
name is Phil.
roommate
Yeah.
is, I could see my roommate moving around in the house. um, so thanks so much, Phil.
Yeah, of
Let's
course.
see. Do you want to give anyone any shout outs?
Yeah, I think so. From who I saw pop up with comments, I saw Sefa. Hi, Seth. All the way in Hawaii. Aloha.
Hi, Sepa.
I saw Mel Mendiola. Hi, Mel. I saw Matt Simpson and Koshrai. Um, there are a few others, but I can't remember who popped up on the. But I'll go back on. I'll
Mel
look at
had
it
a
on.
really good idea of saving her K cups for like little plantings. Oh, hey,
Oh,
Tony.
yes. Hey, Tony.
Thanks for the dragon fruit. I'm gonna plant it today. Happy birthday to Peggy Denny. It was her birthday a couple
Oh
days
yeah.
ago. And
And
it's only appropriate that Peggy Denny was born during Earth Month. I don't know
yeah,
which happened
or
first, Peggy Denny or Earth Month. We don't have to get into it. It's the 50th anniversary of Earth Month. We don't need to age Peggy in any way, but
no,
she's
she's
timeless.
21.
She's classic. She's going to be forever young, going as long as we need her to be around this planet to
Yeah.
make sure that we are taking care of our natural resources. And even though we know her as the I Recycle lady, she is really into this topic of regenerative agriculture. So, like, how can we add more to the land, and how can we, give and take in harmony with our resources? So, yeah.
Oh, I saw
Um,
that Mel's birthday was yesterday, so happy belated
oh,
birthday, Mel.
yeah. Happy birthday, Mel Mendiola.
So if any of you guys have their numbers, shoot them a text, a happy belated birthday text. I'm sure they'll really appreciate it, especially during this time.
Yes. Okay, Phil.
Thanks so much for
I'm
having me.
gonna I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, thank you for being on the show, my first
Or
guest. Okay, see ya.
all right, take care.
Wow. Oh gosh, I miss Phil so much. He and I worked at CIS together since 2017 when I was a grad student, and Phil's been at CIS for I don't even like maybe 10, 11 years. Like, he's always been involved with the Conference on Island Sustainability and, all these different projects that UOG-CIS has been completing. So he is like my mentor for actually now being an employee with CIS, because before I was just a grad student. So speaking of grad school at the University of Guam, my next guest is Anania Nauta, who is the CIS project coordinator.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
half a day, how are you doing?
Just at home, obeying orders. How are you?
Good. Same, at home, obeying orders. But I love that we have this moment to chat and talk, because I would see you 2-3 times a week at work, and now I don't. And so,
Parents need the socializing for sure.
yeah. So, how's it been being a grad student and having to move everything online?
Yeah, it's been quite a challenge. Oh, half a day, Lonnie. It's definitely different because I'm used to seeing my cohort. There's 13 of us, and I'm used to seeing them like 3 times a week, even 4. We only have classes on Friday nights and Saturdays, and they're for 6 hours each. So it's crazy. We spend so much time together, and we're even like talking and meeting throughout the week, regardless of not even having class throughout that time. But it's been a little bit of a challenge having to now communicate solely online. We have pushed our classes to Zoom meetings. So instead of 6 hours in the classroom, it's 6 hours on Zoom. Yay.
Wow.
But we share our screens to do presentations. We use the chat room to comment or ask questions. So we're really trying to utilize a lot of the features that these platforms have. So we're, in a sense, we're kind of getting used to it. We only had one, this is our second term that we're currently in, and we only had one in-person class with this new term. So for about 5 weeks now, we've already been doing things solely online. So it's been a transition, but we're kind of getting used to it now. I just miss my class and being able to and interact and stuff. But we've been trying to make it work.
That's great. It goes to show how important education is, and like keeping in touch with your class is, and that we are, at least, so I know the University of Guam has moved all their classes virtual now, and so have the other schools. GCC, I believe, is online. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That those of us who are still able to attend school and finish off the semester or finish off the year, I think we're very lucky, because I do have some friends who were attending UH Manoa in Hawaii, and they were just sent home to Guam. Like there's no, they weren't told whether they would be able to finish off their semester or go back because they're there on grants and like scholarships and that. So I mean, I think for all of us who are still able to attend school or even go to work and stuff, we just have to remain grateful that we're still able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully this thing ends soon and we could all go back to class, because I know that people still want to learn and advance their education and their careers. But you know, like we're all in this together, so we're going to come out of this in some way. So as long as we keep coming up with solutions, and I don't think people are sleeping on the solutions right now, because we don't know how long this is going to go.
I mean, us for one here, we're on here doing this, so here's our somewhat of a little solution to it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's an experiment. We're all experimenting right now of how we could do this. But we have a surprise guest. Well, not actually surprise, because I announced it earlier, but we have your classmate, Nia Cerneo. Is she available?
Hi!
So good to see you. So Nia was my classmate in high school. So we were high school classmates at Academy of Our Lady of Guam, 07. And now Nia and Anania, good thing your names are so similar so I don't get confused. Just kidding. Now you guys are grad student classmates. So we are all connected.
Circle of life.
It does.
Yeah. The names do, like, people do get confused. They're like, Nia. I mean, the other Nia. Nia, and Nia. I've never had that issue before.
No, me neither. My name is so different, but apparently not so different.
Yeah. Anyway, so surprise. What are we chatting about? How are we doing lunch?
Well, I still have my breakfast, actually. I haven't finished it.
Life, you know, it could be lunch, it could be still breakfast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like quarantine. It's like, you know, like Vegas. Like, we don't quite know what's happening. Anything goes. Like an airport.
Yeah. In Las Vegas, casinos, and maybe like all casinos, I don't know, but they don't have windows, they don't have clocks, so you can't see how time transitions. It's like you're out there doing your thing in the casino. I don't know. I've never gambled, so I don't know these things, but you lose track of time and you just stay there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's quarantine.
Yeah, these are the quarantines, guys. The quarantines.
Yeah. So what are you two working on in your course right now?
A lot.
Yeah. Like, we have I do have to, you know, give it to UOG and the PMBA program. In a time of quarantine, the work definitely has not slowed down or stopped. And so they keep us busy, and got to give it out to our cohort too, where we're really chugging along and still hustling, you know, despite everything. And I think that it's one of the most characteristic things maybe of our cohort was that we got through it together. So yeah, so right now we're going through project management as well as economics. And then we have a couple of huge projects as well as going into our capstone. So, you know, hopefully all goes well and we'll see you at a non-virtual graduation in December.
That would be awesome. Yeah. And I saw one of your guys' presentations once, and I was just like, wow, this is like a high functioning cohort. You guys are so awesome. And I think that whatever you guys come up with during this like really strange time is still going to be as fantastic, even if we didn't have to be socially distant. If you're still meeting up together, you guys, I think, are going to produce like the same level, if not greater, of the work.
Yeah, we definitely think so, because with everything going on, we have these projects laid out for us from the beginning. but we have to now kind of transition and see how we can make it virtual or make it, with complying with all of the government policies and regulations, because we still want to have these, we have to have these projects done regardless, but we need to find like contingencies. And so we're working our butts off, like week after week, trying to figure out some different and new ideas to make it. So,
yeah. So Mia, I have a question for you that's not related to the PMBA program. You, like, as long as I have known you, you have done so much. Like, you were always active in like every single school, club and school function. Like, you are, I don't know, like the woman who could do it all. And you are the founder of Mighty Island. And what is, like really special about that is that it's like locally produced media. And I think you guys have done really great work. But now with like this like coronavirus pandemic, and we all have to stay home, and I'm sure work has changed for you. What's it like? Because that's like more of like a gig economy, right? It's, things pop up. Sometimes you're busy, sometimes you're not. How are you doing with that right now?
Well, yeah, that's actually, when we started the company 4 years ago now, me and my two brothers, Nico and Kyle, and, we kind of were used to the flow of everything. It's not a consistent schedule. The other thing I thought was really interesting was when we all went to quarantine and everyone was kind of figuring out, how do we work from home? Like, how do we do this? This is ridiculous. I don't know how you guys do this. We were just kind of like, well, this is like every day, or like, this is normal. I was like, this isn't a big deal, really. So there's a lot of interesting things with quarantine, everyone adjusting to working from home, but we were kind of accustomed to it, So we have our schedules. We wake up, we make coffee, and then we walk down the hall to our office, and that's your day. So we were doing social distancing before it was cool. Just kidding. But in terms of like Lauren said, like a gig economy, it is different, because we literally cannot go outside, and our gigs, our projects do require being up close and personal and really working with clients when we do our shoots. And most of the time we're in really close proximity. And then a lot of the companies that we do contract for, they're currently also closed down. And so it's a big pause at the moment. But we've just been really fortunate that we have like really great clients who we love so much. We work really well together, that, they've just kept us on, and they're like, don't worry, this is going to end. And some clients have even worked with us to see like, how can we still produce stuff, and how can we still push out content and make content even, within quarantine. So I think that even pushed our creative abilities a little bit further, and having to be creative and think outside the box. And how do we still make this cool but relevant, but not too, like corny, but not too serious? Like how? So it's a lot of really gray lines that we're walking at the moment, in terms of producing content. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think all of us are now learning how to do work the way you do, by just walking down the hall or going to the living room or dining room to our desk.
But I'm like Lauren, and I'm like I'm an extrovert too. There are times I'm an introvert for sure, but I'm an extrovert, and I'm like pounding on the windows, like, who wants to talk? Who wants to talk? Like, how are you doing? Like yelling at my neighbors, like, how's your garden? Just so like interaction happens. Versus, my brother Kyle is an introvert, so he's definitely loving this. He's like, I love that you're going crazy. I'm like thinking of like, games we can play on Zoom. Like, how do I do trivia night? Like, how do I? I'm still looking for ways to like socialize.
There's Cards Against Humanity online that you could do.
Yeah,
I think we should do a Cards Against Humanity night. That would be so much fun.
Well, we played House Party.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
We've done games with pets.
Yeah, oh yeah, I saw that you did that with your friends and like for their birthday or something, and
yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun.
It was really neat.
Getting creative. So, but one thing that's a great way to, you know, I think if anything that comes out of this, it's that we appreciate those connections and like that time together with people that you love a little bit more, you know, after quarantine. So if anything good comes out of it, I think that's one thing I really do hope. Like me and my family have like rolling every day or every week, you know, like happy hours or like Zoom calls. And that's something we didn't really do before. It'd be, you know, a call Christmas, Thanksgiving, especially folks all over in the world. So I think that's like one thing that I'm excited about or appreciative about the time.
Yeah, so this is like a perfect segue into our final segment of today's episode, which is how's everyone doing with COVID-19 and coping? Like, what are we doing to stay positive? So Nia, you're welcome to stay on if you want to, but I want to bring back in Phil. Nia, do you want to stay?
Sure.
Yeah, you're welcome to stay. And I don't know if Phil and Nia ever got to meet before in real life, but hey guys.
Hey, yeah, hi Nia. I think I did meet you at the SBPA one evening when Dr. Austin Chilton and I came by to talk to your class about the SDG goals or the SDGs.
Yes. Do you remember? Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see you again.
I know, it's so good to see you virtually.
I feel like this is like one of the biggest social interactions I've had in a while, so I'm loving it. So Phil, what have you been doing to stay positive, and like what fun stuff are you doing during this time, being safe and socially distant?
I've actually been doing a lot of making my own food, preparing my own food, which is something that I don't usually do. I eat out a lot. Most of my money that I earn goes to dining out. So I've been preparing and making food at home a lot, and with that comes a lot of dishes. A lot of dishes, yeah.
I remember in 2018, Phil, you wanted to make spaghetti.
Yeah.
And Allie, your roommate, and I were going somewhere together, and we're like, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be fine. But I think you called us like 5 different times on what to do, and I just thought it was adorable. So it's nice that you've come so far.
Oh yeah, I mean I still have a long way to go, but I know how to cut garlic now.
Yes, that's a very good skill.
Yeah.
And so Nia, you were talking about having like Zoom hangouts with your family. What else have you been doing?
Like a whole bunch of things. I like deep cleaned like our entire house, and that was like so gratifying to me. Like literally like organized like every like drawer. We all have that one junk drawer in the kitchen that, you know, we just throw stuff in and it needs to be sorted. So I highly recommend that, you know, spark some joy in your life and recondo it if you have that time. And yeah, I think we've just been doing a lot of Zoom calls. I think what really does help is, you know, like this show, for instance. So I'm really appreciative you guys decided to, you know, took the initiative and decided to do this, because I think talking about it, you know, and finding those connections with everyone else going through it is one way to stay positive, that you're not alone in this. It's great for everyone's mental health. It's great for, you know, just your personal well-being. So I think what you guys are doing is fantastic. You know, and you know, other than that, you know, art projects and tons of homework. So
yes, students who have homework to do, like that's pretty good because they can stay busy with homework.
Yeah,
so that's awesome. Thank you for being on our show and
Yeah, thank you for having me,
This is so
guys.
much fun. Yeah. Anania, what are you doing to stay above the chaos of being socially distant?
Yeah, well, a lot of what I've been doing is kind of like it's student life, just like Mia's been up to. Lots of Zoom meetings and Zoom calls, both with work with you guys and then with school with my classmates and professors. But I do have a really big family, and we are always meeting up. Like every Sunday is always our family day. So it was a little sad that we couldn't be doing that, but we found a way to, meet up again. And so we have Zoom calls even with our off-island family. So we get to like interact with them every week, and we still try to stay on top of our every Sunday routine of gathering together in some way. And we do like catch up a lot or talk about things that we've been up to. I, for one, have been like Phil too. I don't really cook, unfortunately, but I've been really trying my best to, work on that side of me. And I've been cooking a lot of different things, mostly pastas. I do miss my cat's job, so I do miss having pasta all the time.
Pasta.
So, yeah, I've been making some different types of pasta. And I don't know, I think I'm learning to just relax and lounge around because I now have the time to a little bit of it when school doesn't have to take it up. But regardless of everything going on and like wanting to interact and socially, interact socially and be with people, like my boyfriend was gone for all of last year pretty much. So it's nice that we actually have most of like a few months together just to stay home and like, finally be with each other. So I think it's just nice to be like grateful for the time that you finally have with people that, you're quarantined with or, things like that. Yeah, I'm just learning to be more grateful. Oh, I also started doing yoga.
Nice.
It's really nice, really relaxing, and a great way to like start my morning. But still on the total like beginner level. I look up beginner videos on YouTube to start it that way. But it's been nice. It's been really nice.
That's awesome. Yoga is so great for you, and I really need to get back into it. One of the
great.
What was that?
I've been wanting to start it, so it's been great that I finally have the chance to.
Starting is always the hardest part. So once you start, you've already overcome the biggest obstacle.
Yeah, for sure.
I ordered a yoga ball chair for my at-home office. I don't know when it'll get here because shipping delays because of COVID, but it's something I have to look forward to. So some of the things that I've been doing to just like stay positive and stay happy during these socially distanced times. So when I'm home, like my roommates are introverts, so I don't really see them a lot. But so when I'm home, I do a lot of cleaning. So like I've rearranged the downstairs so many times. And now I got it into like a way that is like, I think really comfortable. And I turned the coffee table into a puzzle table. So I've done 2 jigsaw puzzles, and a lot of people are doing puzzles right now. Puzzles have been sold out across the world. And I'm just so sad because there's this moon puzzle that came out recently, and I really, really want it, but it's
I've been doing puzzles too. I'm like, is it the circle one? Because that's the one I want. Yes. Oh my gosh, there's that one, and then the color wheel one.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a
dude. Yeah. So I did a puzzle with the help of my boyfriend of the Palau Oolong Channel. It's just beautiful. It's super hard. It's all blue and like squiggly like coral and anemone stuff. And then I finished another puzzle that was like a Hollywood Boulevard scene. Oh man, I think my AirPods have stopped working. Let me know. It's gonna die soon, but we're almost done with the show. And so because I'm not really like interacting with my roommates, like we all have our own bathrooms. It's pretty much like really socially distant within our house. I'm going to my boyfriend's apartment and hanging out with him and his roommates. So that's my quarantine. And the way that we kind of combat the difficulty of being socially distant is we're just like going hiking, we're going on walks. So we're still staying active. And like we're our own little group. So we've spent so much time with each other. Just before the pandemic really hit Guam, and so we were just like, okay, so this is our group. We're comfortable with this. So the four of us get to go out on hikes, and we've seen a lot of beautiful things. And it's always good to go hiking with a friend or two, but you know, like you don't want to risk yourself by like going on hikes with like so many different people, because you really need to like be mindful of like who you interact with. So I'm really grateful that I could spend time with them and get to be outside, which is something that's really valuable and important to me. So yeah. Well, I think that's our show for the day. How long have we been on? About an hour?
44 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, 44 minutes. How do you see the time on this?
On the top.
It's in the top corner.
Yeah.
We're getting used to this.
Well, it was fun. This is so much fun.
I'm grateful for our MC, our host for today, Lauren. You're such a natural.
Oh, thank you.
So good.
I love being with you guys and like just like hearing what everyone's doing, and I like that we get to share this with our online community that is growing because everyone's online.
Facebook friends, with Miracle's Facebook friends.
Yeah, and another shout out to Miracle.
Miracle's been working with all the comments.
Extraordinaire.
Oh, she's typing something to me right now. So if any of you have any comments or ideas to help us improve the virtual show, please comment below or email us at CIS at, oh, there's a typo there in the banner. Email us at CIS@triton .uog.edu.
Yeah.
And follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Follow Guam Nature Alliance on Facebook and Instagram so you could participate in the Earth Month challenges. We have a raffle at the end of the month with all the submissions. So follow the instructions in our posts. And let's see, anything else? Sorry, I'm looking at my teleprompter. Yeah, and if you have ideas for like a guest, or if you want to be a guest and have something you want to talk about in our show, which we don't know when the next show will be, you know, we're trying it out, but let us know if you want to be on our talk show. All views and comments expressed during the show is not affiliated to any organization.
True.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
It was a good lunch with you.